Does democracy make it right? Hello, patriotic Christian again. So I wanted to address a very popular topic these days, the idea of democratic socialism. You know, it's definitely becoming more popular and more accepted these days. So just wanted to address the issue, does democracy make it right? So here's the idea where you can take socialism and you just add democracy to it, and that makes it different or better. So is that true? Well, here I wanted to start by explaining what democracy is. So essentially democracy is majority rule. So if 50.0% of the population vote for one thing and 49.99% of the population vote for something else, then the majority rules. So the majority gets their way. Now, of course, this is an extremely close example, and not all questions of democracy come to this close of a divide. But what if it was something else? You know, instead of just socialism, what if 55% voted to take the property from 20%? Does that make it right? Because, I mean, they voted on it and they clearly had a majority. Or how about another example? What if 60% of people vote to make 10% of the people their slaves? Does that make slavery right? Because it's democratic. You know, you can have democratic theft. Does that make theft right? You can have democratic slavery. Does that make slavery right? Or how about another example? How about if 90% of everybody voted to exterminate 0.1% of the people? Would that make murder right because it was done democratically? Even an overwhelming supermajority? This would be democratic genocide. So, in short, no, you don't get to make, you know, democracy doesn't have magical powers that allows you to make a bad thing into a good thing. You know, socialism is bad, and making it democratic doesn't make it any better. It just means more people are guilty of it, right? So, the reason I chose these examples is because all of these are included in socialism. Okay? Socialism at its core is the idea of theft. It's where you're stealing property from some people and giving it to others. That's the basic premise behind socialism. But I also argue that within socialism is a form of slavery, because you're expecting certain people to be productive for the benefit of others. So that's a form of slavery. Just like when you have slaves that you own as property, you're expecting their productivity to benefit you, not necessarily them. And oftentimes what happens within a socialist, communist, Marxist type system is certain people don't like to go along with it. You know, maybe they got a lot to lose, maybe they just disagree with it. And it often happens that they choose to get rid of those people. And so within socialism, you would also have genocide oftentimes. So that's what socialism is. So democratic socialism is nothing but democratic theft, democratic slavery, and democratic genocide. And that's democratic socialism. So no, you can't take a bad thing like socialism and make it good by just adding democracy to it. It doesn't work that way. I hope you've watched my previous video about rights and how each person has unalienable God-given rights, and no majority, even an overwhelming supermajority, can legitimately take away that person's rights. Okay? It's not right, no matter what. Democracy doesn't work that way. So, catch you on the next video.